I'm Steve Johnson, News Director for theDove TV. Check out our other videos and visit our website at thedove.us. Thanks. Good morning, I'm Steve Johnson with a reminder to get our app on your smartphone or tablet. You can also watch theDove on our website or on our Roku channel. In the news today, the United States and Iran diving back into negotiations in an effort to end a decades-long standoff concerning Tehran's nuclear program. Secretary of State John Kerry arriving in Switzerland for several days of discussions. They're 2 weeks from a deadline for a framework deal, and some officials say they'll likely settle for an announcement that they've made enough progress to justify furthering their talks. The effect of a cyclone down under being assessed. Vanuatu's president says some 90% of the buildings in the capital sit damaged or destroyed by Cyclone Pam. Baldwin Lonsdale says he's been told of at least 6 dead, but he expects that to rise once the communications network is restored to outlying islands of the Pacific archipelago. He's appealing for international aid for the place that he calls paradise. The fight between the federal and local educational standards continues in Oregon. Recently, Portland teacher representatives voted to oppose a battery of tests related to Common Core standards. Those are standards in English, language arts, and math that filter to local schools, where students are evaluated on the curriculum. Well, Dr. Phil Long is a principal at Cascade High and previously was superintendent of schools in the Medford district. He says the opposition to Common Core comes in part because of national standards that might not sync exactly with a classroom experience.
Anyone who's gone through schooling, which is probably about everyone in the United States, has had the experience where something happens in the classroom, and then when it relies on a test, the test might not exactly align with what goes on in the classroom, or if that's the only thing that's going to determine my grade, it puts a lot of stress on learners. And so now that shoe is kind of on the foot of educators.
Long says his current focus is on making sure students from his school are competitive with those in other districts, while adding in the component of critical thinking for those students who graduate. Well, rainfall records were set in Portland, Hillsborough, McMinnville, Salem, Troutdale, and also Vancouver, Washington. All those cities received well over an inch of rain on Saturday alone. National Weather Service issued a regional flood advisory Sunday for urban and small streams in Oregon and Washington. In urban areas, flooding is also possible in locations with poor drainage. Authorities warn drivers not to travel through water covering a roadway, and also they say landslides are possible. A proposal to spread treated human waste as fertilizer on fields in an unincorporated rural community in Jackson County has raised a stink. And one news report indicates that about 100 Sams Valley residents showed up for a public hearing held by the Oregon Environmental Quality Department on that proposal. Most said they're worried that the sewage isn't safe. DEQ says it is. Let's take a look at our weather scene as we are moving into another wet day for many areas. Northern California, with a high of 61 in Wairika, then clearing out Tuesday through Thursday, a high possibly of 71 on Thursday. As we move into the Klamath Basin, a pretty good chance of rain today with a high of 55. Tomorrow, clearing out with a high of 59, could get up to 67 and sunny through Thursday. As we move along the Oregon coast, sunny today and 63, a slight chance of rain tomorrow as well as on Wednesday. Expect the rain to come in just before the weekend on Friday. As we move into the central Oregon area of Bend, partly cloudy, 56 today, a slight chance of rain today, and then mostly clear and sunny Tuesday through Thursday with a high of 65. And sun in southern Oregon, a good chance for rain today, 63, sunny tomorrow, 64. That's a look at your news and weather right here on theDove.